There was a time when bacon wasn't just food, it was an experience. The smell filled the kitchen, the sound of sizzling woke you up before the alarm, and that first crispy bite felt like comfort itself. But here's the truth most people don't realize. The bacon sitting in your fridge today isn't what you grew up eating. It looks the same, sure, it even smells the same, at least at first. But something's missing. Somewhere between convenience and profit, bacon lost its soul. Bacon was never just breakfast. It was home for millions of Americans. Bacon was more than a side dish. It was the smell of Saturday morning. It was the sound of family life. Kids running around, coffee brewing, and bacon popping in a cast iron pan. In small towns, local butchers would cure it themselves. Thick slabs of pork belly, rubbed with salt, sugar, and thyme. You'd walk into the shop and see it hanging, air-dried, smoked with real hickory or applewood. Every slice had character, uneven edges, marbled fat, and that deep, rich color that came from patience, not preservatives. It wasn't made in a factory, it was made in a community. That's what made it taste real. Ask anyone over 50 about the smell of bacon, and you'll see it, that instant spark of memory. They'll say, "It doesn't smell the same anymore." And they're right. The silent shift, how bacon became product. The big change didn't happen overnight. It started when small local meat shops began disappearing, replaced by industrial processing plants that valued speed and shelf life over flavor and tradition. Real bacon is supposed to take weeks to cure, slowly absorbing salt, smoke, and air. But in modern production, time is money. So instead of letting nature do its job, most commercial bacon is now pumped full of brine, a mix of water, phosphates, sugar, and curing agents that inflate its weight and cut the curing time from weeks to hours. That brine injection gives it that plump look in the package. But when you cook it, it shrinks into a thin, watery strip that barely crisps. Then comes the smoke. Most bacon today is never near real wood smoke. Instead, it's treated with liquid smoke, a condensed chemical version of real smoke that's sprayed or soaked onto the meat. The flavor feels close enough for most people, but the depth, the real smoke complexity, is gone. Even the color is faked. To make it look artisan, processors use caramel coloring or even Torilla yeast to mimic that golden brown hue. It's presentation over process. In short, the bacon of today is an imitation of what it once was, a quick, mass-produced echo of a handmade tradition. The illusion of familiarity. What's fascinating, and sad, is how easy it is to accept the fake as normal. When you walk through the grocery store, those shiny vacuum-sealed packages still say hickory smoked or maple cured. They show cozy pictures of wooden smokers and rustic barns, but none of it's real anymore. We've been conditioned to equate the smell of artificial smoke with authenticity. But think about the last time you cooked bacon. The pan fills with steam, not real smoke. The smell disappears faster, the texture feels softer, and the flavor, while salty, lacks that old bite. Real bacon didn't crumble at a touch, it snapped. It had a deep chew. You could taste the wood, the salt, the thyme. It wasn't about flavor additives, it was about patience. That's what's gone. The meaning we lost. When we talk about bacon losing its soul, it's not just about ingredients, it's about values. Old school bacon represented care. People took pride in how they made it, curing their own meat, smoking it for days, and sharing it with neighbors. It was personal, it was community. Now, bacon is just another barcode item, something you tear open, toss on the pan, and forget by lunch. We didn't just lose flavor, we lost ritual. The slow mornings, the smell of smoke in the air, the sound of sizzling fat that said, "Breakfast is ready." And maybe that's why people are starting to notice that something feels off. We have bacon everything now. Bacon chips, bacon vodka, bacon bits, but none of it feels authentic. We multiplied the image of bacon, but diluted its meaning. The emotional trigger, memory and betrayal. This story is not about health or food science, which is the reason why it has such a profound impact on people. It has to do with memory. When elderly viewers see the words, "It's not real bacon anymore," they immediately recollect something specific. This could be a breakfast with their parents, a camping trip, or a fragrance that they haven't experienced in years. Moreover, This is where the feeling is located. Disappointment is what's driving this, not fury. When you get the silent impression that what you loved has been hollowed out and repackaged as nostalgia, you are experiencing sadness. This is the emotional hook. They did not have bacon taken away from me. Simply put, they removed the elements that made it unique. How to show it visually. When it comes to visually conveying this message, contrast is your most important tool. Authentic bacon should be displayed on a skillet that is old, thick, and uneven, with smoke rising organically. Then we get to the modern bacon, which consists of thin, watery slices that are curled in a non-stick skillet while the kitchen lights are bright. Include sound, such as the actual sizzling and the delicate crackling, and then contrast it with the silent hiss that is present in the current version. The change will be noticeable to the audience even before you explain it to them. A rustic slab of bacon cooked in a pan made of cast iron. It's not real bacon anymore. That is sufficient to give the entire narrative. A soft reflection. What bacon still teaches us. In the end, there is no need to reprimand or blame the individual. You are simply reflecting. In the past, bacon was considered to be more than just a breakfast food. It was a rite of passage. Family was involved. You would hear the sizzling of it before you could smell it. Or perhaps that was the reason why it had such a delicious flavor. It boils down to that basic idea. The story is not about feeling guilty, rather, it is about being thankful. A little reminder that flavor develops over time, and that tradition carries significance. The bigger picture. What this story represents. It is possible to say that the history of bacon is the history of modern food. Slow for rapid, craft for ease, and real for imitation are all things that we have exchanged, and we have not even recognized that we have done so. This is just one example among many. All of these foods, including rotisserie chicken, barbecue, sausage, and even apple pie, have been simplified, packed, and stripped of the qualities that gave them a human quality. However, if we take the time to reflect on what we have lost, perhaps we may be able to reclaim some of it. The local butcher is the place to go. Put up some effort to cure your own bacon. Let the process go more slowly. It won't just taste better. It will also feel like it's back to normal. In the end, the bacon in your fridge might still look familiar, red, striped, neatly stacked. But the soul of it, that warmth that made breakfast feel like home, that's faded. And maybe it's not too late to bring it back. Because bacon, real bacon, was never just about what was on the plate. It was about what was around it. Family, patience, time. That's what made it beautiful. And that's what's worth remembering.